what are some common like boating accidents that you see people that we can kind of give some tips on how to avoid those kinds of things, like when it's rough out, the water coming over the front of a pontoon boat, because the way a pontoon boat rides, it's not that's actually a dangerous thing that, like you said, if you don't know the waters, it might you might not think about that, and as far as like creating a boating accident
Yeah,
on the
if you're
water.
gonna go, yeah, if you're gonna go rent a pontoon, I would say be very selective with who you bring on board because if it is a
Mm,
pontoon, the weight distribution is extremely sensitive. So I've
mm-hmm,
noticed on pontoon boats, even if you have like 200-pound people in the front, like two separate 100-pound people, like that's not they're like those are small people. I mean, I'm 100 something pounds, and if I sit in the front, I notice a weight distribution issue where the
mm-hmm.
front gets way more dippy. So if you're planning like a day with your friends to go rent a pontoon boat, be selective with how many people you bring and where they're sitting, because if you load the front of the boat where it's the most appealing, you're gonna have issues sinking the front of the boat, and it's gonna complicate your day significantly.
Yeah, you're gonna get put on a mission real quick. Like
Yeah.
that's too funny. And we see a lot of that down here
Yeah.
in South Florida. It's we're the overload capital of the world. Like what 17-foot boat, we can fit at least 12 people on there. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
You're so right.
That's so funny.
But
Do you
sinking
guys
the
see?
front of
Go ahead.
oh yeah,
Go ahead.
sinking the front of the pontoon is so common. Like I see it on the videos when I scroll through in Florida. Like you said, there's so many people are renting boats,
Hmm.
and the
Yeah.
pontoon boat's the go-to. So like
Oh
the
yeah, you can put
best
more people
thing,
on it.
yeah, but the best thing is put them in the back or be selective about how many people you're bringing, and that's an easy
Hmm.
fix.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have a scale on the boat that's like, nope, you're in the back. Okay, you can go the front.
Hey, they do it on airplanes.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They do that on airplanes. That's totally that is true. What
Weight
do you guys
distribution's a
see a lot of
thing.
accidents there? Like actual like boating accidents?
I would say thankfully no, but we see a lot
Okay.
of like a lack of education that is risky. So like I'm thankful
Okay.
that there's not a lot of boating accidents, but I'm almost surprised that there's not more.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do
Why do you think
you?
that is? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Down in South Florida. Yeah, there's always it. Well, I mean, I guess it more depends on where at. So, like when you get around the sandbars and the different marinas, the ramps mainly. So when you're around the ramps and you're around the sandbars, you've got anchor lines at the sandbar, so people aren't familiar with it. The wind's blowing, the current's taking them, they're driving over other people's anchors, wraps around the anchor,
E-
shuts the engine off, and now they're floating into other boats. And then at the like you were talking about being close to the dock and like being on a pontoon, it's like a big sail, it just pushes you around. So when the boat ramps get congested, a lot of that happens where the biggest thing that we see is that people take the boat into like trailer or whatever, but they drift over, so they don't hit their mark. Opposed to trying to reverse out, for whatever reason, the most common thing is people try and turn around, and it's like you've gone way past the point of return here. There is no turning around, and then that's when they panic and throttle. They try to turn the boat around. Clearly, they're not going to make it, so then they panic and throttle, and then boom, they either hit somebody else's boat, slam into the dock, or like a number of any other things that you see when you're scrolling on TikTok. You see like that. They're the ones. That's the qualified captain. They're the one on Alfred's show. Like you see them. So I would think that
Yeah.
you'd see quite a bit of those up there. You know.
Well, yeah, so it's more so of that. Like, do I see like actual
Mm.
boat on boat collisions as much as do I see like one panic driver hitting like a stationary boat or dock?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's more common than like a boat on boat collision. And that's what like people don't understand when they're renting a boat or going out on the boat as beginners is like they think, okay, we just have to avoid other boats. This is the open waters. We're good. But in reality, like you said, there's hidden anchor lines. You're
Hmm.
approaching boat ramps, trailering in and out. And they're all things that you need to know, like basic boating etiquette in order to avoid the actual collision.
Hey there, sorry to take you away from the video, but real quick, did you know that on average a boat owner will spend between $1,000 and $5,000 a year just on servicing their engine? And you could actually pocket and save a lot of that money if you would just do the service yourself. It might seem like a daunting task, but I guarantee you virtually everyone can do it with our guidance and the Boaters program. This is just one skill that you could learn inside the program because we have hundreds of other videos teaching you all kinds of boating skills, as well as a weekly live stream where we have questions and answers with me, as well as a chat feature where you can send videos and pictures, ask all kinds of questions, or look for some advice or some guidance on a project that you're doing on your boat. You can join the program by hitting the first link in the description, clicking join, or visiting bornagainboating.com. Now back to the video.